Hey, what's up and hello. This is the Chris Nicole bringing you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. A good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on what time you are watching this live. Hello, crew. Hope all is well. I hope you guys had a wonderful Merry Christmas. I am still eating leftovers and I'm full right now. And I don't think that was a good idea before I started this live. Because when we get full, we get sleepy. But anywho, hope you enjoyed your holiday. Now, I think it was my last live. I said, and I mentioned Fat Joe, and I said, if you guys want me to talk about it, let me know. However, I want to talk about it. Okay. I want to talk about it because while Cat Williams said that 2024 is the year of exposure, the year of truth, I think it goes beyond actual people. Hey, Danielle, let me know if you guys can hear me too. I think it goes beyond just exposing the demonic evil side of the things that people are doing behind the scenes, the gatekeepers, so to speak. I think it's also about the year of exposure of who are your allies and who are your enemies. And one thing that I've noticed within the past couple of years, you're starting to see that more and more, whether it's celebrities or even myself in my own personal life. And unfortunately, as much as people say that we shouldn't be divided in this country, especially amongst Black people, brown people, we are. It is what the hell it is at this point. We are. And in my personal opinion, as you guys already know, I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. I am an American descendant of slaves. Some people call it ADOS, some people call it FBA. All the same purpose. It's about lineage, about actually our ancestors who were brought to this country as slaves, who built this country for free. We have invented so many things in this country that was stripped away from us. So, one thing I've noticed is that once we really started to set a foundation of what we were called, what we are as ADOS, FBA, and really coming for reparations, there has been even more people pushing back as far as what we represent and what we're trying to represent. And I find it interesting because it seems like the more that we are uniting and making sure that people understand who we are, what we demand, what we represent, the more pushback we're getting. So let's talk about Fat Joe. For those who know who Fat Joe is, he is, I guess, still considered a rapper. Apparently, he has an album out now. I guess he felt like this controversy may give him some album sales. Good luck with that, because I don't necessarily know if it's going to get him the sales that he thinks. Sometimes controversy sells, but not in this situation. He went on a podcast show, Math Hoffa. Now, I didn't know who Math Hoffa was outside of this podcast. I've definitely seen the whole barbershop, these guys sitting around. Definitely, we are never here. We are the American Indians. Hi Trey, Trey, we were not brought here. Okay. Look, let me get to my point and then we can talk about it. I may even do an open panel discussion on this, but we shall see. So with that, I've seen his podcast with the whole barbershop. I think he's had a couple of people on there where I've seen like little bits and pieces of their interview. Well, he recently did an interview with Fat Joe. And Fat Joe caused a lot of controversy for what he said, so much so that Matt Hoffa actually deleted the video, but he decided to put it back up. He deleted it and he put it back up. So I'm going to play it and we're going to talk about this because at this point, in my personal opinion, I am going to rep my ancestry forever because at the end of the day, we built this country. With that being said, I think we also have allowed a lot of things to happen and we've allowed a lot of people at the table, and we need to get on code and stop allowing people to disrespect us, because what I heard here was so effing unnecessary. But let me play it and then we could talk about it. Now, fair use math Hoffa. Fair use. Everybody and their mother is playing it. Fair use. And I will be stopping it in between while he's talking. So let me play this. Just one moment. All right, here we go. Let me know if you can hear it. Let me stop with this. Lord Jamar is from New York, if I'm not mistaken. He is from the tri-state area. So let's not go with this narrative that people outside of New York, because there's plenty of people in New York who have been saying the exact same thing Lord Jamar is saying. But let me continue. Okay, pause. Okay, so he said this was started by Black radical racists. It's interesting that when people want to protect their lineage, it's interesting when Black Americans want to protect their lineage. Now it's radical racists. There have been people in this country who have protected their lineage since the beginning, since they came here. But when we do it, there's a problem. Isn't that interesting? Okay, so let's start off there. Then he says they don't like people outside of them. The last time I checked, whether it was hip hop or anything else, our people have been very accepting of others, even when it affects us negatively. We've gotten screwed over for allowing too many people at the table and inviting everyone to the table. We've always been welcoming, so much so that he feels like he can use that ninja word left and right, and he's not even Black. Okay? He's not even Black. Let's be clear, Fat Joe, there was people who was asking him, his fans was telling him a long time ago they didn't appreciate the fact that he was using that N word left and right. And he said that he was going to continue to use it because he claims when he was growing up, he thought he was Black, allegedly. That's what he says. Look, damn it. I know that we took that word to use it as a way to get our power back, but it was for us, not for him. How many times does he drop the N-bomb in this small segment alone? If you had a shot for every time he did it, I'm telling you, you will probably be drunk by the time you finish the damn segment. He dropped it like it was nothing to him. Mind you, everyone in that room is Black, but there's a difference between Black Americans, though, and people who are Black, but they do come from other countries. Now, I understand that people are using this tether word left and right. Let's make this very clear. A tether is not just a Black immigrant. A tether is someone who is a Black immigrant who feels that they can undermine and be disrespectful to Black Americans. I have friends whose parents or grandparents came from other countries, from the Caribbean, from Africa, but they are true allies because they understand and recognize what my people did for this country. Then you have other people who eventually show their ass and show who they truly are and how they truly feel about Black Americans. But he continued on to say, we're going to give these people these clout, the Black foundational Black authority. What he meant to say was FBA, which is Tariq Nasheed's language for descendants of slaves, and Jason Black, the Black authority. I've listened to both of them. Don't agree with everything that they say, but I listen to both of them. Then he said broke ninjas. Now, mind you, if I took an educated guess, I'm going to assume that Tyreek and Jason Black probably got more money in their bank accounts than Fat Joe. Tariq Nasheed has created a documentary empire that has been going for at least over a decade. And he has his YouTube and he has his podcast. Broke ninjas where? And you literally, if you were just talking about them, but let's be clear, you just disrespected 43 million people that I guarantee you was supporting you. Lean back. your Let Me Take You Home songs, it wasn't just your own people who was actually supporting you. It had to be FBA, ADOS to support you to get where the hell you are. And the audacity for you to say that somebody is broke when I had to look it up myself. Sir, uh last time I checked, this man back in 2013 was sentenced to 4 months in prison for failing to file income tax returns on, like, I think it was like 3.3, if I'm not mistaken, million dollars or something like that. I looked it up. So it sounds like to me he rather have gone to jail because he couldn't pay the freaking taxes, allegedly. If that ain't broke, I don't know what is. So now all of a sudden, because you in with the Democratic Party, all of a sudden now you trying to call people broke? When literally how many years ago you rather go to jail than actually be able to pay your freaking taxes? Man, get the hell up out of here. Let me continue. Here come the dang on commercials. I hate when he does that. But you know, you got to make your money, Matt Hoffa. You got to make your money. So with that being said, now he's about to disrespect Lord Jamar. Okay. Mind you, Lord Jamar, and there are several other historians when it comes to hip hop, including Star. Y'all know who Star is, especially people from New York. Star and Buck Wild Show, Hot 97. He's from Jersey, moved to freaking New York back in, I think he said 81 or whatever the case may be. He has also said it was actually foundational Black Americans who created hip hop. The issue is no one has ever said that Puerto Ricans or Black immigrants did not come in and really, you know, their input into hip hop. No one is saying they didn't put their input, they didn't make their mark in hip hop. Rocksteady crew was made up of Black and brown. We have had too many people who have given us influences from other countries, Black immigrants and Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, who have really put their mark in hip hop. The issue was who created hip hop. And to me, this is reminded me of everything when it comes to white supremacy and when it comes to white people who used to always take stuff from us about what we invented or what we did not invent, stripping it from us. It's just that more and more these people claim to be closer to us and look like us, but they're still trying to strip it from us. Hip hop was founded by Black Americans, period. No one has said that you guys didn't put your input and put your extra spin on it and really was able to make your mark in hip hop. Hell, being from the West Coast, Taco, if you guys know the movie Break Into Electric Boogaloo, Taco, who was a Mexican American, he definitely put his stamp in hip hop. He's considered a breaking legend. No one's going to deny him of that. But did he invent breaking in hip hop? No. So I don't even understand what the big deal is about Black people, FBA, ADOS saying we created hip hop. I don't understand what the big deal is. And people from New York are saying the same thing. So it's not like it's people from, I don't know, Alaska trying to say this is where hip hop originated from. Lord Jamar is a legend in hip hop. Now he gonna sit up there and disrespect Lord Jamar and feel like you're gonna disrespect FBA, you're gonna disrespect Lord Jamar, you're gonna call him broke, and you think at this point that you don't need Black Americans to help support you in anything that you do. If you really think that it wasn't Black Americans that helped support you and get you to the level that you were at one point in hip hop, you're out your freaking mind. And this is why I say at the end of the day, as much as I would love to sit up there and just blame it on everyone else, we have to take accountability ourselves, ADOS and FBA. We created this nonsense. We allowed people to get too comfortable, way too comfortable. Now they feel they can disrespect us, they can talk down to us. I've heard them call us lazy. We don't understand poverty, all this type of shit. All of this type of shit, and we've allowed it. So I find it interesting that he's quick to say that it is FBA who want to separate themselves and they don't like other people. I've never heard that Black Americans have issues with other people. I've heard that people have issues with us. I've heard from former friends, because they can't be my friends anymore. I've heard from former friends that, well, I've heard my people have always said that Black Americans are lazy. I'm sorry, how do you get that Black Americans are lazy when we were brought to this country and every time something was stripped away from us, we was able to rebuild? How can you say that Black Americans are lazy when the Immigration Act came along? They only wanted immigrants from, if I'm not mistaken, European and Asian countries. And it was the civil rights movement that was led by Black Americans who made sure that people who looked like us came over here. So we're lazy? Really? That's what's going to come out of your mouth. We're lazy. So it's the blatant disrespect, because let's be clear, we wouldn't be able to call them any type of racial slurs. We wouldn't be able to say anything disrespectful, even if they thought it was slightly disrespectful. Math Hoffa is Black, but from my understanding, he is from Barbados. If Fat Joe would have sat up there and said something about people from Barbados, he would have stopped that shit immediately. He was laughing at it because he does not consider himself one of us. So that's fine. You don't have to consider yourself one of us. So that's why we need to separate ourselves to let you know that you are also not like us. And we're going to make claim to what is owed to us and what we actually invented. Period. Oh, you guys are coming in. Wesley said it's an amazing rapper and better than Fat Joe Clown. He said, yeah, like it was the blatant disrespect. It was the blatant disrespect.
If you've been
you
injured in a
guys. It
recent
was
car
a
accident,
hot
what you do next can make or break how much money you get. Here's the biggest mistake I see people.
I don't give a shit where you're from. You're still not Black. And if it wasn't for Black people allowing you to say the N word and be accepted into the community, where would you be, Fat Joe? Let's be clear. And this is not just the NYC thing versus everyone else thing, because I lived in NYC for years. Yes, it is a melting pot, but we're not going to pretend that there are people of different lineage who look at other people differently. You're not going to be able to say that Trinidadians may have a different stereotype or a different situation on how they feel about Jamaicans with Haitians. Like, and then when it comes to Black Americans, that some of them, not all, because again, I have friends who are from the Caribbean. I have friends who are Dominican. I have friends who are Puerto Rican who are actual real allies. But eventually, and I think this year and beyond is really going to start showing you who's truly for Black Americans and who's not. I have never seen Black Americans, when it's a win for Puerto Ricans or if it's a win for Black Caribbeans or whatever the case may be, I've never seen us get together and strike down and say, no, this ain't right. This ain't, you know what I'm saying? This ain't it. Like, nah, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. We will give you kudos at the end of the day because you stood up for your people. But it seems like when we stand up for ours, and if you ask me, in my personal opinion, this started getting bad when the reparations talk came again and it became stronger than ever. When it got to the point where it became political, where you started really to hear about reparations in a political atmosphere with politicians and stuff talking about reparations, that's when you really started to see people and how they really felt about Black Americans. And to be honest, I can't even be mad at this. I'm here for it because I think we need to know more and more who's really allies and who's really enemies. We don't need the fake bullshit anymore. We need to know how they truly feel about us. So then we know how to move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? But let me continue.
I'm like, if they don't.
No one said that there aren't any legendary Puerto Ricans who came into hip hop. I just mentioned the Rocksteady crew. Rocksteady crew had Blacks and Puerto Ricans, legends. No one is saying they're not a legend. And I think that's what they're getting confused. What was discussed was who created hip hop, not who gave contribution and became a legend in hip hop. Totally different thing. But again, keep showing us who you are, Fat Joe and Math Hoffa and everyone else who thinks like that. Ask y'all this. Because again, I told you if you took a shot for every time you heard Ninja, you'd be drunk by the time this segment ends, and it's only 8 minutes. The racial slurs that are there for brown people, could we use those racial slurs and call ourselves that or call him that? Could we? Could we? We wouldn't be able to. It wasn't type of funny. It was a type of funny for you because you probably have no problem saying that type of bullshit. But we're tired. FBA is tired of people trying to say lighten up. No, you lighten the hell up. Or better yet, you understand that we are about protecting what's ours. And if you don't like it, it is what the hell it is. He had too much animosity and too much aggression for someone who claims what they're saying is not true. You calling people broke, you saying they have no clout, you saying they racist. Mind you, he is white Spanish saying the N-word left and right. You can go shy shiesty, whatever your name is. You talking about some damn I wasn't being that serious. I'm serious about this. I'm serious about my people, just like you should be serious about your people. We're tired of the disrespect, and there's going to be a great divide in 2025 even more. Because you have people like this who think this shit is funny. Fat Joe feel like he can be straight up disrespectful. And honestly, as much as I don't agree with what Tyreek Nasheed and Jason Black say all the time, all they're simply saying is we're coming for what's ours and we're protecting what's ours. I find it interesting that people only have an issue when Black Americans do that. So no, this is not funny to me. And if you think it's a joke and you think it's funny, you can remove yourself. Because we're tired of people thinking, oh, lighten up. It ain't that big of a deal. No, that's the problem. We've always lightened up and welcomed people into our circle, into our table, and then people effing disrespect us. So we're over it. We have to protect each other because let's face it, nobody else. Exactly. Listen, Puerto Ricans have always been racist against Black people behind closed doors, but they good in front of Black people. I'm from the, I seen it. Exactly. But at least you honest about that. Because here's the thing. I started to see it too, not from everyone, but I started to see it too. So he's trying to make it seem like Fat Joe is trying to make it seem like that didn't exist where he's from. He's full of shit. You're not going to be able to tell me that you are Puerto Rican and you did not see the racism against Black people in your own community and probably in your own household. Stop the bullshit. Because I guarantee you, if Black people started using racial slurs against Puerto Ricans, all hell would break loose. But he can say ninja 50,000 times and it's supposed to be accepted? Really? And then you disrespect Lord Jamar. Mind you, from my understanding, Fat Joe don't even write his own lyrics, allegedly. Fat Joe got other people writing his lyrics who are probably Black. Let's just keep it real. I don't know if they Black immigrants, but they probably Black. And he's been able to make money off of what is called hip hop. But honestly, I don't know what he does right now to make his money because he hasn't had a hit in decades. When was his last hit? So I find it interesting that he's calling someone broke when honestly, if I could really compare bank accounts, my educated guess is that Tyreek Nasheed got more money than Fat Joe. Seriously. Let me see. The real Gotti. Black is a cloaking device term. And any other nationality will be more prevalent more and more, not color in 2025. Look, this is why exactly lean back. And how long ago was that? 20 years? I feel like I was leaning back in college, in undergrad, a long time ago. And let's be clear, that was a collab. He wasn't the only one on that song. That was Remy Ma and I think a couple of other people, the Terror Squad. So again, you're talking all of this shit and calling people broke. Yo, don't be mad at me, but listen, I know a lot of Joe because he went to my high school and we lived in the same hood. French Montana from here too. I grew up in Murphy Projects. Okay, so again, so are you believe? Okay, if that's the case, I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, I don't find this funny. I don't find it funny. Maybe you find maybe are you trying to say that you find it funny because Fat Joe is trying to make it seem like he doesn't see what you're saying was very obvious in your hood, in your community. So with you hearing what Fat Joe said, do you call it cap? Do you say he's full of shit? Do you feel like he's full of shit with what he's saying? Because it sounds like to me, based on what you're saying, you know dang gone well that Fat Joe is trying to make it seem like it wasn't racism. It was just this one big melting pot, when it's very clear that in different households, people have different stereotypes about others. This may be true on all, but he's still being disrespectful. Very disrespectful. Extremely disrespectful. Joe robbed Morris High School. Guess he was broke. Oh, I didn't even know about that. That's an allegedly. Is that you really? Well, I do know, like I said. And I found this on the website, honey, a government website, justice.gov, that he spent 4 months in prison because he didn't pay his taxes. Now, my guess is that if you didn't pay your taxes because you were uneducated on how to pay them, that you would just make a payment plan or whatever the case may be to pay them. When you typically go to jail, I would assume that means you don't have the money or the means to pay the taxes that you owe. So who you calling broke, sir? Who you calling broke? Oh, there it is. That story is cap. Oh, that story is cap. He never robbed nobody from Morris High School. Uh-oh. Yeah, he did. Okay, we got okay, so Mick D, are you from New York? Look, do we have New York and New York debating? This guy said he went into the gym and robbed 40 people and had them take the shit to the car for him. Okay, well, look, let's get back to the subject at hand, which is these disrespectful fools, and that's Fat Joe and Math Hoffa. Because see, Math Hoffa's not going to be able to skate away from this. You're not going to be able to skate away from it. At the end of the freaking day, you were laughing and joking and you thought that shit was funny. I guarantee you, if Fat Joe said something about your people from Barbados, because from my understanding, Matt Hoffa, his people are from Barbados, he would have checked that shit in a heartbeat. So to me, in my opinion, it tells me a lot about how you feel about. Wait. He said, you got to stop. Don't put me in that one. Interesting. Don't put him, because you know what he just talked about. He talked about the rap battle and how when you lose, you file in lawsuits. You know who he talking about. He talking about Drake in that situation and Kendrick Lamar. But Fat Joe said, don't put me in that one. Don't put me in that one. But he has no problem dissing a whole lineage of people. 43, 42, 43 million to be exact. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Yeah, no, because at the end of the day, he knows he still need to sit up there and try to, I guess, get clout or make sure he stay on people's good side. I don't know. But what I do know is if he felt like his money would be stopped because of foundational Black Americans, he wouldn't have said no bullshit like that. So as far as I see it, at this point, FBA, ADOS, it's not like we haven't been able to stop people before. Because here's the thing, we created this problem. We allow the Fat Joes and the Math Hoffas to be able to say disrespectful shit, and they act like nothing will happen to them. They still will have money in their pockets. They can say what they want. At the end of the day, we created it. We need to end it. Like, as far as I see it, for example, Missy Elliott. I love Missy Elliott. I don't know Missy Elliott's background. I don't know if she's a foundational Black American. I don't know if she's Caribbean, but I love her creativity. I think she's a dope artist. I wanted to go to her concert that she just recently had with Missy, Sierra, and Busta. But after the bullshit that Busta said and was trying to disrespect foundational Black Americans, I was not putting my money into that damn concert. Yes, she was the headliner, but to me, putting money and spending money meant that Busta was going to get some of that money, and it was a hell no for me. Yes, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I don't think Joe said the N word on somebody. No, 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 no. No, I don't care. You are literally, look, we going to stop that. At the end of the day, he shouldn't be saying it. He shouldn't be saying. But I do think him and Puerto Ricans is mad racing behind the scenes. I can tell you mad stories. Yeah, but here's the thing: he shouldn't be able to say it. Let's go back to why we started using that word in the first place with the A at the end of it. It was for us to try to get the power back of what we were called all of those years. But that meant it was for us, not for us and everyone else. So as far as I see it, especially the way that he's using it and the way that he's talking about our people, he shouldn't be allowed to use it. He shouldn't be allowed to use it. Period. Like, he was just straight up disrespectful. And to me, Math Hoffa, as much as he was trying to act like he was so confused and he didn't understand because he's from New York and it's a melting pot, in my opinion, he's full of shit. He went on Star talking about, I don't understand, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't grow up like this. I feel like he's full of shit. The fact that he took it down and then he put it back up, to me, is a FU still to FBA. The fact that he put it back up, because he took it down at one point and he put it back up, is telling me everything I need to know about how he feel about foundational Black Americans. Straight like that. So I ain't trying to hear that nonsense at this point, and I'm tired of the blatant disrespect. So that's why I said this year isn't just about exposure of people in a demonic gatekeeper stuff that they do behind the scenes. This is the year of exposure of who are your allies and who are your enemies, because you damn sure need to know who your enemies are before you go in trying to fight for your rights. You do not need any freaking fake ass people in your circle, like how the Black Panthers was taken down, because you had coons and fools up in them damn circles infiltrating to take shit down. You need to know how people really feel about you. And I've learned that lesson on a personal level. People I know who are Black immigrants, straight from Africa or the Caribbean, who I thought were my friends, but when you really get down and you really dig deep and you start to listen, they will tell you how they feel. And I'm glad some of them did tell me how they feel so they can get the F on. The allies, I appreciate them, but you need to know, as uncomfortable as it may be, you really need to know who's allies and who's enemies. Now, interesting enough, that when you really look at some of the goats of hip hop and some of the so-called big time celebrities of this generation and the last generation, they come from descendants of slaves. I believe Jay-Z is a Black American, is he not? And he love him some Jay-Z. Isn't he signed to Rock Nation? Isn't Beyonce Black American? Isn't Nas Black American? LL Cool J Black American? Hmm? Kendrick Lamar Black American? Dr. Dre Black American? I mean, I can go on. But he's going to try to clean it up and say, no, I'm just talking about that particular group. Trust and believe that ain't a small group. I can almost guarantee you, out of 43 million people, if you ask people about wanting reparations, you damn right. They going to want their reparations. Everybody else getting their reparations. Why can't we get our reparations? We built this fucking country. Excuse my French, but we did. Sometimes that Black and white European blood is surfacing from places they went in the past inside of America, and it is showing in the present. They just don't know that's what's speaking. Oop, here we go. Black men and Black women, it's time together. It's time to definitely get together, because at this point, it's a done deal. Like, people are really showing their ass. The Wax in the legendary group is an amazing rapper, better than Fat Joe Clown. Right. Lord Jamar is a freaking legend who's from New York, if I'm not mistaken. And one of the first things Fat Joe said is, these people who are not from New York, Lord Jamar's from New York, and he has said time and time again, it was Black Americans who created hip hop. Star is from Jersey, but pretty much 40 plus years he's been in New York, says the same thing. So all of these people are lying, and what would be the reason for them to lie in the first place? It seemed like the ones who are really lying or trying to rewrite histories are the ones who are getting checks right now. What would be their reason for them to lie? Math, right? Though, New York people don't even think about that word. If you live here, you will understand that better. I lived in New York for years. I'm not from there, but I lived there for years. And let's be clear, I know the Bay Area, you have people who are outside of, who are not black, who use it too. I still don't appreciate it. This is not, I don't give a damn where people are from. Don't use it. The only people I feel who can use it is people who are me. Don't use it, especially when you said, do you know how many times he said that? What if again we use derogatory words for brown people? He will flip the hell out. Why do you feel that you can say it? And when people told you not to say it anymore, you still said you're going to say it. Look, so you saying that someone from New Rochelle, which is not that far, you telling me someone from New Rochelle wouldn't know the origins of hip hop? It's literally a train ride. It's literally a quick drive. New Rochelle is not that far from NYC. It really isn't. So you saying he wouldn't know the origins of hip hop? I would say he definitely would. But I don't appreciate the fact that he's and at this point, especially now, you can definitely tell he don't respect foundational Black Americans. So at this point, you damn sure don't need to say it. I don't even understand how you say that he ain't saying it on some racist stuff. Who gave him permission to say it? I can guarantee it was us. If from the beginning, when he said that N-word, and if Black people would have checked him immediately and said, hold up, homie, you ain't Black, you can't use that word, he wouldn't be so bold to say it, which is why I said we created this problem. Now we need to end this problem. And maybe the only way is through, you know what I'm saying, their pockets. But the disrespect of the stuff that he's saying, and then literally talking about one of our legends at that, Lord Jamar. Lord Jamar is a true legend in hip hop. Fat Joe feels like because he had a bigger hit in the 2000s, that makes him better. I would say no. Because even LL Cool J has said, just because I was able to make money off of this, don't discount the ones who came before me. This was about the parties. This was about chilling in the park and being able to rap. You know what I'm saying? Like freestyle, breaking, or whatever case may be. No one thought back then this was going to be lucrative and you was able to make millions of dollars off of it. But just because they didn't make the millions of dollars doesn't mean that they don't deserve the credit. And I absolutely agree with that. And my whole thing is, Fat Joe, if you claim, you know what I'm saying, that everybody, Black and Puerto Rican started this, or he always want to say Puerto Ricans first because he's Puerto Rican. If that's the case, do you give back to those Puerto Ricans who allegedly started this hip hop? Because from my understanding, the true creators of hip hop, they not living like y'all. So you giving back? Are you giving back? What you doing? Besides trying to make money off of it, but then diss the origins of it. Black people in NYC is not going to tell someone you don't say the N-word. You might not like that, but that's just reality. Look, I'll tell you this much, Sha. If FBA ADOS get on code like we should, some things are probably going to change. Oh, get the hell up out of here. Get the hell up out of here. Joe, a better rapper than Jamar? Okay, you know what? I ain't going to be able to respect that one. I'm not going to be able to respect that one at all whatsoever. That is your opinion by all means, but I'd be damned if you say that Joe is a better rapper than Lord Jamar when allegedly it has been said time and time again that Joe don't even write his damn lyrics. I ain't never heard that Lord Jamar don't write his own shit. Hey, DeMarcus. Yes. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Kwanzaa. So yeah, like at the end of the day, as much as people say we all Black or we all together, we're not. And at this point, I think it needs to just stay that way. FBA, ADOS, the only people we rock with at this point are true allies, true people who really don't have the racism in their heart. They don't sit up there and think of us in a different way. They ain't trying to use us to get to, you know what I'm saying, certain clouds or certain popularity. Because let's be clear, the popularity still comes from FBA. You cannot get a pass in this freaking community unless it goes through foundational Black Americans, we are still the it when it comes to who is the it person in the culture. Let's keep it clear and real. Let's keep it clear and real. Joe is not a better rapper. That's what I said. I said, what? Excuse me? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And to me, I can't even consider you hip hop if you don't even write your own shit. Sorry. To me, that is one of the to be true hip hop, you better write your own shit. Otherwise, you're pop. Bottom line. I can't rock. I cannot rock. I cannot rock with somebody who doesn't write their own stuff. Sorry. And that's even R&B artists as well. I can't. I can't do it. So, and from my understanding, he doesn't write his own stuff. Period. But had the audacity to call people broke, man, I'm telling y'all, and again, I don't really rock with Tariq Nasheed like that. I respect that he's pretty much saying that our lineage needs to be respected and we need to do what we need to do what's better for our community. I respect it down, but there's a lot of stuff that Tariq says that I'm like, okay, this is childish, this is stupid, whatever the case may be. However, I do not deny that that man has been doing these hidden documentaries and microphone check documentaries. He's been doing them for over 10 years and making a killing off of them damn documentaries. On top of the other ventures that he has going on. Broke he is not. And my gut with Jason Black is that he's not either. Jason Black was popping up billboards all over the US, bailing people out during the whole Black Lives Matter and people who was going to jail because they was fighting for, you know what I'm saying, the rights of those who got unalived. He was bailing people out of jail. That don't sound like somebody broke. Fat Joe, how many people you bail out of jail? What is your take on all the stuff that was going on with Black Lives Matter and all of these Black people being unalive with these past couple of years and people was protesting? Where was you at? Oh, I said that. Yeah, exactly. He's saying Jamaica's created, and then Fat Joe saying Puerto Rican's created. At the end of the day, you can have your. Here's the thing, though. You can have your opinion on what you claim has happened or what you claim you heard on who created it. It's the disrespect that comes with it. That's my issue. That's the issue. It's the blatant disrespect. You can have an opinion about who created, but when you have to disrespect another lineage or another community to try to get your point across, that's what I don't rock with, and that's when I will not support you, which is why I did not go to Missy's concert, because to put money in her pockets is to put money in Busta's pockets. Hell no. And I wasn't doing that. I wasn't doing it. And I love Missy Elliott. And low key, growing up, I love Busta Rhymes. In high school, one of his most popular albums was the album like that everybody was rocking. Loved it. But at the end of the day, when he said what he said, I said, I ain't putting money in your pockets, bruh. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No one scratched Jamaican or Rican records. You know, and it's just, and my thing is this again, I wish we could all come together. I really do. Because one thing about it, especially when I went to New York, I embraced everyone's culture. Because I'm a melting pot in itself, meaning that I love to learn about other people's cultures. But I don't disrespect them either. I don't. I don't disrespect them. I would never call them broke. I would never call them a racial slur, even if they call themselves racial slurs all the time. I would never do it. I respect myself, so therefore I wouldn't disrespect other cultures. And maybe that has something to do with it, because I respect myself, I would never blatantly disrespect others. Yeah. So when I was living in New York, baby, I embraced it all. You know what I mean? But what I did notice as time went on, certain things that people would say, or they would try to say that they don't think that way, but they've always heard this amongst their people. If you're willing to bring it up, that probably means you agree with it. Because if you didn't agree with it, why would you bring it up to me? Why would you bring up you've heard that Black Americans are lazy? Why would you bring it up if you don't believe that? Let me see. Rappers make money from white people, though. The people in the hood don't buy music, so I think they're going to keep making money. Keep thinking that. Keep thinking that. Keep thinking that. If you haven't seen a shift in so many things, keep thinking that. I don't think that's the case. And I damn sure don't think that white people are going out to rush and buy Fat Joe's album. I don't think they are. But keep thinking that. I mean, let's be clear. The music industry is like in the gutter, anyways. It's just not really, no one is buying music anymore. And it's no longer there. When literally Nas said hip hop is done, he said the other D word. When hip hop was done, I mean, let's be clear. Like, no one is selling multi-million-dollar albums. Like, it's not happening anymore. Singles can barely go gold at this point. The reality is Black Americans still even tell the white people who buy it who is considered the it person or not. Bottom line. Who do I think is worse? As far as I see it, anybody who's willing to disrespect our own, they're both bad in my opinion. If you're willing to disrespect a ADOS FBA, you're bad. Period. And no apologies for it either. So at the end of the day, Fat Joe is standing 10 toes down on what he said. I don't think Drake has changed anything on what he said. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Now, I haven't heard Drake necessarily say anything this bad about foundational Black Americans. I don't remember he said that. I know he was talking about Kendrick. I know he did disrespect Pac and stuff like that. So that was an ultimate no. So see things like that, yeah, that will get you in a situation, which is why They Not Like Us became such a hit, because it was like your blatant disrespect of one of our legends, foundational Black American ADOS legends. Like, how dare you? When if it wasn't for someone like him, you wouldn't be able to be in this space. But anybody at this point, I mean, hell, a lot of people probably thought before the whole Kendrick Drake situation, Drake could not get canceled. Where is Drake now? And now Drake is trying to sue after this rap battle. So don't assume that things won't happen, whether it is karma, organically, God bringing it back to people and they getting what they deserve, or people shutting it down. Like, you got to be careful of what you put out there. Got to be careful. And as far as I see it, Fat Joe went too far, and Matt Hoffa laughing about it. As far as I see it, he is just as bad as Fat Joe. Don't respect him either. And I'm sure they don't give a shit that I don't respect them. But at the end of the day, I'm tired of people disrespecting my people. I'm tired of it. I really am. Oh, what you say? You disagree with me and still let me get my shit off. So look, here's the thing about me. Unless you like are trying to, I don't think you were trying to argue me down. You were arguing about the topic. You were debating the topic. You weren't trying to debate me, the person. We can disagree, but I still respect you. I still respect what you have to say. You know what I mean? It's when it gets to the point where you could tell someone is just trying to argue with you, where it's like, get the hell off of my shit. But, we agree to disagree in a situation. But I respect that you came up here and spoke your opinion, even when I didn't agree with you. It's called karma and it's pronounced ha ha f you. Exactly. And haven't we seen a lot of people get their karma this year? Y'all think it's just going to stop in 2024? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it's going to stop in 2024. I think it's going to continue. It's going to continue. And like I said, I don't think it's just about the devious stuff that goes on behind the scenes that Cat Williams was saying about gatekeepers. I think it's also about, how do you really feel about me? And I need to know how you really feel about me, so you can't make no effing money off of me. You can't eat off of me. So I need to know how you feel about me, so then that way I can keep your ass in the back. Lansky, oh my gosh, Lansky, this is my New York brother, my Haitian New York brother. We had a debate on his live one day. and we was talking about Black Americans, Haitians, like, you know, Jamaicans, whatever the case may be. Do you understand that we had a healthy debate and discussion about it, and it was still all love at the end of the day? Those are the type of discussions we need to have. But when you got a Fat Joe talking about these broke ninjas, 43 million people, and you know what I'm saying, talking all of this stuff and talking greasy about Lord Jamar, you taking it too far. And we've seen too many people take it too far, and then they end up thinking it's going to help them, but it hurts them. But yeah, Shaw was very respectful. That's what I say all day, every day. We can agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? We can agree to disagree. And thank you. It's always love. Lansky and I had and Lansky, you know, Lansky can be a rebel. He even said sometimes, he was like, I probably was doing that, Chris, to get under your skin. I'll get and Shy, you can call me Chris or Chris Nicole or Nicole. That's fine. I respond to all of them. But yeah, he was like, I probably was doing it under your skin. But the thing is, we were still able to have a healthy discussion on where each other was coming from. That is adulting, and that is willing to hear each other out. Fat Joe just completely said, man, F these broke ninjas. F them. F that freaking loony who was the wackest, you know what I'm saying, in Brand Nubian. Excuse me? Lord Jamar? He writes his own shit, sir. How dare you? Yeah. I wonder how Remy Ma feel about Fat Joe now. Is Remy Ma foundational, or is she what is Remy Ma? But see, Remy Ma gives me the vibes that she's gonna hold Fat Joe down no matter what, because how he held her down. I think that would be the case for Remy Ma, but we don't know. Don't let melanated skin fool you, because again, it's about lineage. It's not about the skin complexion. There are people who look like Fat Joe and their lineage is ADOS FBA. So don't let the skin fool you, the melanated skin fool you. She is Black, but she can be Black from another country. So I don't know what Remy Ma is, but something tells me she would just say that's his opinion. She's going to hold Fat Joe down because they just have that bond. Yep, that's Brother Lansky. Remy Ma got her. Yeah, ain't that the truth? That drama with her and Papoose. Oh, that's a whole nother story. I don't know enough about it, but I just love their whole Papoose holding her down the way that he did. Who, like, I don't even want to talk about that one, because that one is just a sad situation all in itself. So yeah, so with that being said, you guys, at the end of the day, my brothers and sisters who are American descendants of slaves, foundational Black Americans, we got to be accountable for what we created. We created this. We let everyone sit at the table. We did. We allowed everyone to sit at the table. We allowed everyone to eat off of our creations. We allow everyone to feel like they can be included. And maybe because of our own trauma since 1619, our own trauma, that because we were stripped from everything and the pain that we've endured that has gone from generations to generations, we didn't want people to feel that way, and we allow people to come in, which is fine. We can still allow people to come in, but you better know how they really feel about you. And I think that's the lesson, because I'm sure a lot of people didn't think that Fat Joe thought this way. And he said it like that, and he was so bold with it. He didn't give a shit. And from my understanding, let Star say it. Star said that he had something for FBA and apparently was in Harlem as if he had steel in his trunk, like he was ready for war. See, that type of stuff, he's standing 10 toes down on his ignorance. So let them stand 10 toes down. Yes, happy holidays, Lansky, and happy holidays to everyone who's listening in. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to stop at this point. I've said what I said. Bottom line is, stop disrespecting. And for those who truly feel a certain way about Black Americans who follow me, you really got an issue with Black Americans, you can unfollow me too, because I'm a Black American all day, every day. Now, here's the thing. I love and embrace all my people. I have true friends who have had my back 10 times over, than had my back more than some people who are FBA who have had my back. I got friends who are Haitian, Jamaican, Trinidadian, all over, who at the end of the day will stand 10 toes down and be like, yo, look, Chris, let's ride. What's going on? But they have proven themselves over and over that they ain't got that type of stuff in they body. And maybe because of their background, they all went to HBCUs, and you can't go to an HBCU. I mean, you can try, but you can't go to an HBCU and not understand and somewhat look at the lineage of Black Americans descendant of slaves. Because let's be clear, all HBCUs, I mean, who were they created for? Who were they created for? Who were these HBCUs created for? Okay. They were created for American descendant of slaves. So, yeah. Yes. Oh, Nene, you coming in now. Okay, well, you can definitely give your opinion afterwards. I was talking about the BS that Fat Joe said. Now again, Lansky is Haitian. Nene, I believe you're Jamaican and Haitian. I would love to know your input on this and how you guys feel about it. But I will say this. First of all, I never bought Fat Joe's shit in the first place, so I'm not missing anything. But I prefer for people to show me who they are at this point. Show me who you are. So even if I thought about supporting you, I won't. And so Fat Joe is on that list, just like Buster is on that list. Math Hoffa is on that list. Continue to try to make excuses for the nonsense, but I guess for them, they feel like we don't support them. So it's not going to you. You good in Haiti, Chris. I love my Haitian people. I love Haitian food. And the problem is out here in Cali, we ain't got no Lansky. That's what you can do. Find out if you know someone in LA, find out where there's a good Haitian spot. I had no good Haitian food since I left New York. So if you know, please let me know. Like that's one thing about me. I embrace everyone's culture. Is if there's love there, but if there's not love there, I'll keep it moving. But I don't categorize a whole damn group. I don't categorize a whole damn group. But let's be clear. I also don't like when people are just black when it's convenient. I don't say you black when it benefits you, but then all of a sudden when it isn't, you just say, "Oh, I'm not black, I'm this." Now that's what I don't respect. You either black or you're not black. So thank you for the super chat, DeMarcus. I would love your opinion on this. Who is the bigger hater, Oscar the Grouch or the Grinch? I loved Oscar the Grouch growing up, and maybe that just shows the weird kid in me. I used to laugh my ass off at Oscar the Grouch. I really did. So I would say Oscar the Grouch. I say the biggest hater is the Grinch, because the Grinch really tried to ruin people. Oscar the Grouch was just like, scram, get the hell out of my face. I don't like people, get the hell on. You got to just respect it, you know? You got to respect it. Yes, Kentucky State. I mean, the list goes on. HBCUs were created for American descendants of slaves. My mom has a Haitian mom and American dad. My dad's mom is Jamaican and his dad is American. So you have Haitian, Jamaican, and American. So once you listen to it, I would love your perspective, because you probably see all sides of this. So I would love to hear your perspective. I listened to some brand new. Me and Graham Pooba is dope. So and Jamar, I mean, look, I feel like they all contribute to what they were supposed to contribute to. Like, I don't feel, I'll tell you this much, I respect Lord Jamar over Fat Joe. You think the Grouch, and I think the Grinch. And the Grinch used to have that smile on his face like he really wasn't about to do nothing, but then will ruin your whole Christmas. Oscar the Grouch was standing 10 toes down like, I don't give a shit. I'm going to tell you in your face, scram. I don't like you. I respect that. See, the Grinch had a smile on his face and would literally like take all your presents and shit. So, yeah, see, the Grinch was passive aggressive. The Grouch told it like it is. That's not a lie, though. Pooba was better than Lord Jamar. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people like, okay, so Tribe Called Quest. I'm sure a lot of people have favorites in the tribe. I'm sure a lot of people have favorites in, oh my gosh, it's blasphemy that I'm about to forget the name. Who did Tribe Called Quest with? What was the group? Nina. What was the guy he just passed to? What was the free De La Soul? De La Soul. I am sure that some would think some were better in De La Soul than others. That's just what it is. But they all made that group the legends and the classics that they were. They all made classic music. They all became legends. It took all of them, not just one. That's what I'm trying to say. Yes, the Grinch. But the Grinch changed his ways at the end. After how many years, though? Dog is better than see, that's what I'm saying. So again, but it took all of them to be able to do what they did. Q-Tip was an amazing producer. You see what I'm saying? Q-Tip was an amazing producer. So I feel like every group, someone's going to say someone is better than the other, but at the end of the day, it took all of them to create that amazing group. And I low-key hate when they try to pin people together in groups. Like, I feel like we gotta, respect the group collaborative effort. I feel they're trying to tear down hip-hop for country music now. Well, anything that Black people create, they try to tear it down. We ain't gonna pretend that Black people didn't create country music. Damn it, we created blues, jazz, rock and roll, hip-hop. We created all of it. And again, no one is saying that Puerto Ricans and Jamaicans and Haitians and Trinidadians did not contribute to it. We said, who created the mofo? Who created it? It's like they don't want Black Americans to have nothing. What y'all think about Beyonce halftime show? I didn't watch it. Now, DeMarcus, I didn't watch that damn thing. Now, you know that. I ain't watching it. So with that being said, you guys, let me see. Coco Chanel got to go outside. It's cold in Detroit, of course. Have a good night. Of course, it's cold in D. Oh my God, that halftime show made me miss my HBCU bands. I didn't watch it. So yeah, and I really don't have a desire to watch it. Y'all know I'm not a fan of Jay-Z and Beyonce like that. Like, I was spending time with my family. That was not something that I needed to see. But I have heard mixed reviews. Some people said they felt it was just all right. Some people said it was good. I mean, it is what it is. Whatever what you decide on it, but I am not gonna take time out of my day to watch it. That's for sure. But with that being said, I love Mobb Deep and the Locks. But I also love my people on my side, the far side, because the far side is from the West Coast. I love, what I'm saying, Souls of Mischief from Oakland. I love NWA. I love hip hop, and I'm very old school with my hip hop. You couldn't pay me to listen to most of these artists today. Like, you can't pay me to listen to these artists today. The last group that I loved, and I loved their album from beginning to end, was what was the guys that did the minstrel show? Who was the group that did the minstrel show? They from North Carolina, and Ninth Wonder did the production on it. That was the last group from beginning to end that I rocked a whole album. See, exactly. Lansky don't even be knowing either. I guess it was yesterday. It was yesterday on Christmas. Will y'all check out the Fire Inside movie with Clarissa Shields? I'll check it out. I need to check out the what is it, the 688 that Tyler Perry did. I'm hearing that is good, which tells me, let me shut up. Do y'all want me to review that Tyler Perry movie on Netflix? Do y'all want me to review it? I'll review it if you guys want me to review it. Yeah. People that are stealing from others, whether content or whatever, are lazy. Exactly. This is one thing I've always said. When they say the biggest form, like imitation is the biggest form of flattery. No, it's not. It's the biggest form of laziness. I don't believe in that. It's gotten to the point where people feel like it's normal. Everybody steals, everybody takes from other people. No, those are the lazy mofos. Because if you're truly a true artist, even if you're inspired by someone, you will make it look so original that it won't even look like you took from someone if you get inspired. But to just completely take from people, I've never been able to respect it. She's more of a performer. I have to watch Clarissa Shields. She's a Michigan native. All right, bye for real. Bye, girl. Are you a fan of Home Alone, and what's your favorite Christmas movie? Oh man, I don't know if I have a favorite Christmas movie, but yes, I grew up on Home Alone. Little Brother, yes, Little Brother. I love Little Brother. That whole album, The Minstrel Show, from beginning to end, was absolutely amazing. Latinos are rewriting the history of rap, hip hop, and jazz on Wikipedia. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And again, no one is discrediting them. I loved the Rocksteady crew. Hey, you, the Rocksteady crew. I still listen to 80s breaking music. Like I grew up watching breaking. I grew up watching Beat Street. I grew up watching that stuff. I would never say that they didn't contribute to hip hop. Are you freaking crazy? Is do you think I'm gonna say it? I don't give a shit. You think he actually wrote that, Nene? I'm gonna review it. Make sure you there at the review. You think he wrote it? How do you write all of this garbage? 5 movies straight, then you write something that's decent. Does that make sense to you? I don't think it does. But anywho, you guys, I really gotta go. Child, I really gotta go. But with that, I just wanted to say, look, respect is respect. You respect us, we respect you. But the moment you disrespect us and think that you are better than us, or think that you can disrespect a lineage, not just people, but a lineage, and think that we're gonna support or you're gonna get far, think again. Think again. I love the Chris Crew, but y'all never convinced me to watch Tyler Perry movies. Please review the 6888. It has no thing. Oh, okay, you got to asterisk out that Demarcus, the S word scenes in the movie. Yeah, yeah, I'll review it. It'll probably be sometime this weekend, you guys. I'll watch it and review it. Okay, I'll make sure I post it up. All right, you guys. I have to go. Thank you guys so much. I didn't even say hit the like, share, and subscribe button. I just kept talking and talking and talking. But make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button. For those who are new here, welcome. Click subscribe. And with that being said, I will see you on my next video. Toodles.